This man undeniably stands out as the most gifted receiver in the entire history of this league. It's almost unreal. At 6'6", he effortlessly runs a 4.3-second 40-yard dash, weighing in at a solid 240 pounds. Whether it was a sideline catch, a deep bomb, or anything in between, if Stafford needed a play, Calvin Johnson was the man to deliver. There have been countless legendary NFL receivers, but none have displayed the level of dominance that Calvin Johnson, aka Megatron, achieved. His legendary run with the Detroit Lions was the culmination of a career that proved he was simply unstoppable. When Stafford scanned the field and saw Calvin open, there was no doubt in his mind. Calvin Johnson's journey to greatness began in the outskirts of Atlanta, raised by a family that valued education. However, it quickly became apparent that Johnson possessed a rare combination of size and talent. Standing at 6 feet tall in middle school, he was destined for greatness. Sandy Creek High School became the stage for Johnson's early football prowess, racking up an impressive 1,479 receiving yards and scoring 18 touchdowns for the Patriots. He caught the attention of college scouts nationwide. Even with his growing profile, Johnson remained loyal to his roots, committing to his hometown school, Georgia Tech. Wearing the Yellow Jackets uniform not only allowed Johnson to showcase his skills at the highest collegiate level, but also provided him with the education he valued. His journey from dominating in high school to becoming the unstoppable force known as Megatron was marked by a commitment to excellence and a once-in-a-lifetime talent that set him apart from the rest. Choosing one of the premier schools in the Southeast, Calvin Johnson quickly made his mark at Georgia Tech, proving in just his first few games that the young Megatron was a formidable force. In his second ever collegiate game, Johnson tore through Clemson's secondary, amassing 127 receiving yards and scoring 3 touchdowns to secure a 28-24 victory. ACC defenses suddenly found themselves grappling with a new kind of monster. But little did they know, Johnson was just getting started. Named the ACC Rookie of the Year, Johnson's debut season saw him accumulate 837 receiving yards and 7 touchdowns. The following year mirrored his initial success, earning him a spot on the first-team All-ACC list for the second consecutive season. However, these early achievements were mere teasers compared to the monumental 2006 campaign that awaited him. During that extraordinary season, Johnson seemed to rewrite the record books every week. His stat line included an impressive 76 receptions for 1,222 receiving yards and an astounding 15 touchdowns. Megatron's dominance didn't go unnoticed, as he earned accolades such as ACC Player of the Year, the Fred Biletnikoff Award for the best collegiate receiver, and set Georgia Tech records for most all-time receiving yards and touchdown receptions. Having firmly established himself as the premier receiver in college football, Johnson's trajectory could only ascend. Opting to forego his senior season, he announced his plans to enter the NFL draft. Instantly, Johnson became a projected top 5 pick, and the excitement reached a fever pitch after he completed his combine testing, where he blazed through a 4.35-second 40-yard dash. Despite tipping the scales at 235 pounds and standing tall at 6'5", Calvin Johnson's remarkable speed was unparalleled for a player of his size. His extraordinary athleticism, combined with blazing speed, made him a standout on the field. Surprisingly, Johnson went second overall to the Detroit Lions in the draft, with the Oakland Raiders selecting LSU QB DeMarcus Russell first. Russell's subsequent fall from grace marked one of the most significant draft busts in NFL history, making the Lions' decision to choose Megatron a stroke of luck. However, in typical Lions fashion, they initially entertained the idea of trading away the once-in-a-lifetime wide receiver after drafting him. This decision stands as one of the modern NFL's great what-if moments. Fortunately, the Lions eventually made the right call and retained Johnson for the long haul. Unfortunately for Megatron, he joined the struggling Detroit team just as they entered one of the darkest periods in franchise history. Despite a solid rookie campaign in 2007, where Johnson tallied 756 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns, he emerged as the lone saving grace on the 2008 Lions. Detroit endured a winless season, going 0-16, making them the only team in NFL history to lose all 16 games in a single season. In the midst of this dismal season for the team, Calvin Johnson's individual performance shone brightly. He hauled in an impressive 78 receptions for a staggering 1,331 receiving yards, showcasing his brilliance despite catching passes from 3 different quarterbacks.